Tonight from Fernwood, Fernwood Tonight. 30 minutes of very remarkable entertainment coming to you almost live with your host for tonight, Mr. Barth Gimble. Tonight, Barth's guest will be Colonel Morris Chandler, who wants to bring our boys home from Vietnam, then send them back again, then have them leave New Jersey altogether. Ms. Meg Endicott, who will show you how to behave for the next 10 years. And Happy Kind and the Mirth Makers. And me, I'm Jerry Hubbard. And now here's your host and mine, Mr. Barth Gimble.
Oh, boy.
Hi, I was playing along like I kind of lost in it. Hi, it's Jerry Hubbard, our announcer.
Yes, I think they know. I'm the man that introduces this man here, and I wanted to jump in early because I understand you have some out-of-sight
Well, it's pretty
slides.
exciting. I just want to talk to people for a second here. You know, a lot of people have been saying to me, Barth, we love you. We love the show. We love the idea of you doing the show. We particularly love the way you're handling yourself on the show, and I think most of them are really being completely honest when they're saying that. Although there's always that small percentage that just wants something from you. Anyway, a couple of folks have asked me, what about guests, Barth? Are you ever going to have any big stars on the show? Well, I think you know the answer as well as I do. Frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I would be ashamed to come out here and lend my name and physical appearance to a show that didn't present the major talents in the entertainment industry today, and I don't shame very easily. As a lot of you probably know, I used to do a show down in Miami, and of course, everyone who means anything in this business passes through Miami at one time or another, and I had the good sense to meet all of them.
Oh, boy.
It certainly pays off later. Well, I got the chance to renew a lot of those friendships a couple of months ago when I jetted out to the West Coast for a visit. So let me give you an idea of what's in store in the future for Fernwood Tonight by sharing some. I'm going to share some of those stellar moments, I think you'd have to say, because of all the stars out there. Stellar moments from my stay in Hollywood. We'll be doing this with the help of some slides, if that's all right. Can I have the first slide, please? Okay, the day started early at O.J. Simpson's house. There we are. Where the Juice himself was kind enough to lend me a car from his personal fleet so that my tour wouldn't be limited to just the bus lines. I could go anywhere I wanted.
Is that you in the doorway there?
That was me in the doorway. I don't know if we can get that slide back.
You fit right into the Hollywood picture there.
Well, I guess so. Thank you so much, Jerry. Gee, what a wit. Then it was off to lunch at Xavier Cugat's house. Coogie, there we have it right there. I didn't even need to ring the bell. Coogie is one of the sweetest people that the good Lord ever put into show business. He has a remarkable collection of those historical cigars, you know. If you go to as many parties as I do, Jack Nicholson is the kind of host you really dream about. I was on my way out to the pool at this party. Oh, have a shot of that, I think. There we go. When Jack took this, Jack was inside freshening up my wild turkey. He knows how I like that. And we may do a whole half hour with Jack.
Well, listening to you, it seems to me your thoughts are kind of winging their way westward. Any chance of you leaving the show, going out to Hollywood, huh?
No, but there were wonderful moments, you know.
Yeah,
sometimes
well, we could,
you sit around over a couple of drinks. In fact, we got around just about every night, I guess, right around sunrise. We'd always go over to Dino's, Dean Martin's place.
Dean Martin.
Beautiful home. We have that slide? Okay, we'd always make it a habit. We'd always go over there for a nightcap, a little sparkling wine, a little sparkling conversation, if you will. And, you know, a lot of people joke about Dino's drinking, but when he is on the show, remind him to tell us about that story about when he did a movie with Jerry Lewis, Totally Cold Sober. It's really
something.
Oh, is he happy? Kill it, will you? Thank you. As you can imagine, it's always fun to get swept up into the Hollywood of yesteryear, and actually the Hollywood of this year, which would not be yester anything.
So you're not going to be leaving the show, heading out to the Tinsel City, are you?
No, Jerry, this is home.
We can keep our fingers crossed anyway.
I guess so. Jerry, this is home. I think once a few of my buddies from Tinseltown wing their way out here and get a lungful of this beautiful, fresh, clean Fernwood air, we might see the beginnings of a whole new show business capital right here on M Street. There's always that possibility.
Are you an autograph collector? You're probably not. I was in Hollywood.
More autograph giver, really.
Yes. Well, I'm not troubled by that. I travel incognito, if you will. Or without appearance. When I was out in the West Coast a couple of years ago, I don't collect autographs. I feel embarrassed to ask people. But there was one fellow that interested me. He's been collecting autographs since he was about 8 years old.
Oh,
He's
for crying out loud.
Close to 250,000 autographs. And he won't stop. He'll get their autograph anywhere, in restaurants. He's gone into people's own private home and gotten them. And he was written up in, I think, People magazine. I think he was on the Johnny Carson show and everything, yes. And I met him and I said, would you sign? I had a program. I was at the theater myself. I said, would you sign my program here? Because I thought having his autograph would be something. But he refused to sign, unfortunately. He was, it was an intermission of a show, and he kind of resented the fact that I was bothering him. And, but it would have been a nice thing to have.
Anyway, big stars coming up.
Here tonight?
Absolutely, Jerry. Some really big stars. It's going to be fun. So, you know how they are about their makeup. They want to spend a few more minutes and make sure the eyebrows are on the right side of the head, that kind of thing. So we're going to break away for just a second or two. A very important word, probably about spray, starch, or dog food. Okay, we'll be right back.
Dean Martin?
No.
Sinatra?
No.
Frank Sinatra Jr.?
No.
Ray Sinatra?
No.
Jerry Lemmon?
Bill Sinatra?
Ed Burns?
Okay, thank you, Hap. You know, there have always been books on manners and etiquette from people such as Emily Post, Amy Vanderbilt. But many of those rules are, I guess you'd have to say, obsolete now with the new lifestyles of the 70s. Who's going to write the etiquette guidelines for the future? Who knows? Not Emily Post and not Amy Vanderbilt because, well, they're dead. My next guest may be the answer. She is the author of Etiquette Guidelines for the Future. She's not dead, so she's here tonight. Please welcome Ms. Meg Endicott. Is that polite to shake your hand? I don't know.
Hello.
I didn't know. You shake hands, you don't know what you're doing. Was I correct in introducing you as Ms. Endicott?
Oh, yes, it was. You see, many professional women much prefer the term Ms. as it potentially avoids the embarrassing potential error of revealing their marital status.
I see.
May I ask you, are you married, Miss Endicott?
I'm divorced.
I'm sorry, really, that's terrible. It must be so embarrassing to have to admit something like that on television. I'm humiliated. And what makes matters worse is probably always some dolt who's asking you, are you married? And you have to say that. I just feel like a fool, really.
Jerry.
Oh, and people probably make such a fuss
Jerry.
over it, you could probably kill them.
Jerry. Divorce is a very private thing.
Oh, I know.
Between a
I'm so
person
humiliated.
and their ex and maybe their counselor. And just because the TV cameras are here don't mean that you should come out and, you know, some things are your own.
You're right.
Okay? There's a problem. Is it his idea or yours? You want it a little too often, did you? Well,
Yeah.
divorce is a subject, though, that needs to be considered in modern etiquette books. How does your book deal with it? I see it has a chapter here.
Yes, well, of course, whether we like it or not, divorce is a rather big part of marriage. In fact, lots of people are throwing large parties in order to celebrate the big day.
Is that
Of
right?
course, in my book, I have a rather wonderful chapter on divorce parties. For example, what to wear, where the children should sit, how to introduce your date, and who pays for the liquor.
Oh, that's important. More important. It's handy. What about correct etiquette for, let's say, your more unusual marriages? We have all sorts today.
Yes, we do. And, of course, this is readily carried in the book. I have an entire chapter on, for example, what the pregnant bride should wear at her wedding. For instance, you might ask, what should the pregnant bride wear?
Something big, I'll bet.
What does the pregnant bride wear?
Well, if her parents have a sense of humor, she can wear white. Otherwise, she can wear something more casual and understated that simply says, hey, you can stare at me if you like, but at least I know who did it.
And with any kind of luck, he'll be there. What about, how about second marriages, something like that?
Yes, well, of course, I feel that it's terribly important in that second marriage ceremony to avoid any possible replica of the first. You see, this could bring on all sorts of nasty comparisons to the first. For example, at my first wedding, the cake was bigger. Or at my first wedding, my husband invited 200 guests. I guess that means he had more friends. And, of course, this could lead to a nasty comparison on the honeymoon night and get you off on the wrong foot.
Or not get you off at all. What I mean to say is you might start arguing boring right from the start and finally forget just to forget the whole thing, huh?
Isn't that the truth? Now, may I point out that second marriage receptions offer you a marvelous opportunity to really have some fun and have a costume or theme party.
Oh, that's nice.
For example, if it was a Mormon ceremony, the bride and groom could take their vows dressed as Donnie and Marie. Just thought, and the rest of the bridal party could perhaps be on ice skates.
Well, that's nice.
And as the minister, you could have Paul Lynde.
Wonderful.
Do you take this woman to be your second wife? Oh, come on, be a sport.
Very good.
You see him on Hollywood Squares, he's great.
That's great. Oh, boy.
Say, why don't we switch from the etiquette and interpersonal relationships to another subject?
How about some of all the major dating problems now that single people are facing? They have these crazy bars and date bars and all that.
Don't they indeed? No, I feel that in these situations, my best comparison is this. We all think it's the real height of ignorance and thoughtlessness to walk into someone's home when you've got a bad cold and spread your nasty germs all over their furniture and upholstery.
Sure.
Well, similarly, I believe that it's the height of inconsiderateness to walk into someone's home when you're planning to take them out on a very big date when you know you have VD.
I think a lot of our people here agree with you. And I think the fact that they're here tonight shows that they're clean, or they wouldn't be down here tonight. That's good. We read in the papers every day that the social diseases, you brought it up, and I think we can say it, it's not a brand name, are really reaching epidemic proportions. And the medical people say it's very important to let your partner know immediately. You see that? Even nice people get VD, and this is so true. So you let them know immediately so they can get treatment.
Well, this is, of course, the preferable way to relate your feelings on the subject, confront them personally.
Sure.
But, of course, so many of your people are very shy about these sorts of things. And so for them, we have on the market, in fact, you can buy these in any drugstore, informal notes that perhaps can relate your feelings without actually confronting someone. This is a rather nice one. It says, Mr. Smith regrets to announce that he has given you a mild case of gonorrhea.
I don't know if we can say that. I think that is a brand name.
Yeah, they're probably packaging everything today.
I rather like this. It's not necessarily on the market, but I loved the whole weekend when we were so close. Unfortunately, I think I gave you a dose. I guess it's just my personal favorite. I don't know why.
Sort of another way of saying I loved you, or I loved you. Are these announcements appropriate, really, for everyone? I mean, what do you do? I mean, if someone gave you BD, really?
If someone gave me personally...
Yeah, what would you do?
Well, personally, I think I'd sue their ass off. But, of course, it's all in the book.
It is all in the book right here. Well, listen, I want to... I want to thank you very much, Ms. Endicott, and this is Mer Hubbard and Mer Gimble. Thank you for your very informative visit.
That Ms. does mean miss for all you single guys out there who might be interested.
Oh.
We'll be right back after these important words. Don't go away. Don't go away. About Vietnam veterans who are having trouble returning to the mainstream of civilized life in America. I think we've all read that. You know, after years of fighting in the jungle, it must be difficult. My next guest is with the Defense Department, and they've got a new program to help those troubled guys out. Will you please welcome Colonel Morris Chandler. Welcome to the show, Colonel Chandler.
Thank you. Just call me Mull.
Okay, Mo. What's the problem here?
Well, undoubtedly, what is his name again?
Barth.
Barth. You probably read certain incidents of Vietnam veterans going berserk, taking a machine gun and kidnapping some people and shooting up a town, things of that nature.
Sure.
Well, these These unfortunate psychotic episodes are the result of what the Armed Forces psychologists call the foxhole syndrome.
Oh, boy.
It's the result of too sudden a withdrawal from the war.
Well, that's the problem. Hey, it's a real problem. What I think everybody wants to know about is what can be done about that?
Well, we've set up what we call the War Deprogramming Center.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you recall, at the end of the Vietnam War, things got a little sticky there at the end. I was fortunate myself. I was able to catch an early flight and withdraw quietly. Some of the fellas, though, if you recall, pictures of hanging on helicopters.
Right.
And, it was pretty hairy for some of them. So we've set up this, it's like a controlled wartime environment. We set them back in that environment and slowly wean them back into civil society. It is really something that's absolutely necessary. In fact, the Defense Department has constructed this facility, elaborate facility, just outside Bayonne, New Jersey.
I'll be darned. That's fabulous.
I'll be out there from Bayonne, New Jersey. Bayonne, New Jersey? Cincinnati?
Jerry.
People like to applaud for their hometown.
I'm sure they do. Jerry? Oh, gee, I'm sorry I got my foot all over your uniform. But it's my taxpayers' money, so why can't I just wipe a little if I feel like it? Only teasing. I wonder what these
I do my shoes, as a matter of fact. Yes.
Absolutely.
No,
a
this
little
is
spit
from the,
shine on here. I did that for you.
Got that on the football team at Camp Pendleton.
Really? That's fantastic. Did they all get one on the squad, or just...
Oh, yes. Well, just the ones that got beat up a little bit. You know.
You were a captain or colonel?
Colonel, right.
Colonel of the football team. You don't hear that very often.
No.
Tell us exactly, these veterans, how do they spend their time at your center?
Well, at the leisure, we have the usual things, the fire bombings, the forest defoliation things, the hooch burnings, things of that nature.
It's good for them to have a constructive outlet like that.
Yeah.
Is there actually an enemy? I mean, seriously, this...
You might be interested. Did I show you a picture of the facility?
Oh, is that what this is? I saw this in here. I did all for crying out loud.
Let me
Can you see that? Oh, no, of course not. Are we getting glare? Can we tilt it forward? Which one are we on? We're over here on 3? Okay. Are we picking up on that? Is it glaring? Are we getting glare on that thing? I can tilt it. Are you reading that with the monitors? Fine. I think they got that. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Okay.
I guess it's self-explanatory, really, when you think about it.
This is, by the way, you fellas are free. The Defense Department will give you a free tour of this anytime you're in Bayonne.
Oh, fantastic.
This is an exact replica of a Vietnamese village with the surrounding jungle. We have some swamps and marshes. We threw in a few live snakes and leeches just to make it authentic. You'll notice there's some foxhole trenches here with bayonets sticking out of them. Every once in a while, we'll throw off a fireball in the middle of the night just to, so they'll remember what it was like.
Little grenades, something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Now, you also have your McDonald's up here. Do you see that? Can we get that? It's your, some sort of hardware store. Maybe it's a food chain of some sort. We have the photomat over here.
You send back pictures from home.
That's nice.
This entire set, by the way, was constructed by the Wacky World Amusement Park in Bayonne.
I'll be darned. Well, they certainly have a way with that plaster of Paris and rattan. That's really something. You'd swear you were there. Is there actually a real enemy? I mean, or do our guys actually go around and kill people?
Well, I'd like to put to rest the
picture?
The picture, certainly. I'd like to put to rest there's some vicious rumors going around that we're using actual live Vietnamese refugees there. And I want to put that to rest. The actual thing is that we're using lifelike Viet Cong dummies, and they sort of pop out of the bushes at you, and they really are quite clever. We can shoot them, bayonet them, run them over with a jeep, little devils just keep coming right at you.
That's great.
In all fairness, you call them Vietnamese dummies. I think a lot of them are over here now trying to further their education. Trying to go to high schools and the colleges, so just to give them equal time.
Jerry. Colonel, fine for the jungle, what you've shown us, but what about the Vietnamese town you've set up? Is that working out well?
It's an authentic town. We have water buffalo carts. We have Vietnam bars.
And what's the actual final step here? The final blow that hits the guy so we can honestly say, hey, for crying out loud, I got to get out of here.
Well, we have one of the female companions tell the soldier she's pregnant. And he beats a very hasty retreat out of there. He's glad to get out.
Like, and you don't charge anything to these people? It's free of charge to our...
Absolutely. Our servicemen are taken care of, with the exception of the female companions.
And you don't even charge for the room?
Oh, of course.
That's wonderful. Well, it certainly is good news, and except for the girl, of course.
I find some of the civilians from some of those little towns around New Jersey volunteering, trying to get into your camp there.
Absolutely. We've received support from all over the country. The Hollywood community especially has been very supportive. There's talk that a USO tour is coming in. There's talk that Bob Hope is bringing in Lola Falana for a tour. Of course, the fellas don't want him, but well, that's what war is all about.
Is Martha Ray dead?
No, not that I know.
I was kind of curious about that. I know she did a lot of USO tours. And
I remember Martha. Remember
George
her
Jessel, of course, could probably want to play there.
Uh-huh.
The Osmonds, who knows? It could be anyone there.
Who knows? They've been very supportive all the way through.
That's right. I think what this proves, without any shadow of a doubt, something to the American people, that you so often hear that the Defense Department doesn't have a heart. And I think... oh, don't want to get those dirty. But I think you people are real people, and you really do have a heart, and I just think you're doing wonderful work. So we'll be right back in a few... On time tonight. I'd like to thank all my guests, but we don't have enough time, so I'll thank my guests tomorrow night. But those will be different guests, but it doesn't matter. Okay, good night.
Also appearing on tonight's show was Sean Walsh as Colonel Morris Chandler and Judy Kahn as Ms. Meg Endicott.